Have you ever heard the saying, pride comes before a fall? Well, let me tell you about a king who learned this lesson the hardest way possible. This is the story of King Nebuchadnezzar and the powerful kingdom of Babylon. Picture this: the king stands on his palace balcony, gazing at the magnificent city sprawling before him. Towers reaching the sky, lush gardens, massive walls. He's filled with immense pride and says to himself, "Look at this. The great Babylon, my great Babylon. I built this by my own power and for my own glory." He truly believed he was the sole architect of his success, the ultimate power in the land. But one night, his world was shaken. He had a terrifying dream. He saw a colossal tree, so tall it touched the heavens, its branches providing shelter for the entire world. It was a symbol of incredible strength and reach. Then, a voice from heaven, a divine messenger, boomed, ordering the tree to be cut down. All that was left was a stump in the ground. The dream foretold that the tree's mind would be changed from a man to an animal for 7 long years. The king woke up deeply disturbed. This wasn't just a strange dream, it felt like a warning. He summoned all his wisest advisors, the magicians and astrologers, but none could make sense of it. They were stumped. Finally, he called for Daniel, a man known not just for his wisdom, but for his deep connection to God. When Daniel heard the dream, his face fell. He was visibly shaken, not for himself, but for the king. He said, "Your Majesty, I wish this dream was for your enemies, not for you. That great tree, that tree is you." Daniel then laid out the chilling interpretation. "Your greatness has grown and reached the heavens," he explained. "But the Most High God has issued a decree. You will be driven away from people to live with the wild animals. You will eat grass like an ox for 7 years. This will continue until you finally acknowledge that heaven rules over all kingdoms and gives them to whomever it wishes." Daniel saw a glimmer of hope. He pleaded with the king, "Please, Your Majesty, change your ways. Stop sinning and be merciful to the poor. Perhaps then, this terrible fate can be avoided." It was a direct call to humility and kindness. But did the king listen? A full year passed. Life went on. The memory of the dream and Daniel's warning began to fade. One day, the king found himself back on that same balcony, looking over his glorious city. The old pride swelled in his chest. Forgetting the warning entirely, he declared again, "Look at this magnificent Babylon, which I have built by my mighty power and for my own glory." The words had barely left his mouth when a voice thundered from the heavens, "The kingdom is taken from you." In that very instant, something snapped. The king's sanity vanished. He was no longer the ruler of a great empire, his mind was like that of a wild animal. He was driven from his own palace, away from the luxury and power he cherished, and into the open fields. For 7 years, the prophecy came true in every horrifying detail. The once mighty king lived in the wild. His hair grew long and matted like eagle's feathers, and his nails became like the claws of a bird. He ate grass from the fields and slept under the open sky, drenched by the rain and dew. The man who built Babylon was completely unrecognizable, a shadow of his former self. He had been utterly humbled. Then, at the end of those 7 years, something shifted. He looked up. For the first time in what felt like an eternity, he lifted his eyes to the heavens. In that moment of clarity, his sanity returned. The first words from his lips were not of anger or self-pity, but of praise. He said, "I praise the Most High. His kingdom is forever. All the people of the earth are regarded as nothing compared to him. He does as he pleases." With that genuine act of humility, everything was restored. His reason returned, and so did his honor and splendor. His advisors and nobles sought him out, and he was placed back on his throne, more powerful than before. But he was a changed man. Standing before his court, he made a final declaration, not of his own greatness, but of God's. "Now I, Nebuchadnezzar, praise and honor the King of heaven. Everything he does is right, and all his ways are just. And those who walk in pride, he is able to humble." His final, hard-learned lesson was simple yet profound: heaven rules. Thank you so much for watching. If this story resonated with you, please hit that like button and subscribe for more content just like this. See you next time.